I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Erica, really? Really? Yes. Yes, this was bound to happen. How could this not happen? I was influenced, I was encouraged to do this, and I had help. I did not do this alone. So thank you to the Drunken Library and the Restricted section for helping me out with these questions. They're both wonderful channels and you should go check them out. So Johnny Depp, it's no surprise that I'm a fan of Johnny Depp films. One in particular, Pirates of the Caribbean. We got some Jack Sparrow stuff in the background going on just for fun. And yeah, you know, he's a great actor. I'm a big fan of a lot of his films. As an actor, as the skilled actor that he is, I obviously don't just like him because he's pretty. No. No. This tag is based on characters and roles that he's played, and the questions play off of that. So let's go. Alright, first we have Glen from Nightmare on Elm Street, which is Johnny Depp's first film. Yeah, terrible ending for his character, but still, great. What book did you enjoy so much that you had to go back and read that author's entire backlog? For me, that's Meg, obviously, by Steve Alten. I read this book, read the series, and then read everything else by him. Have you seen all of the Steve Alten books I own? Because it's a lot. I'm gonna show you right now. We have Meg, The Lock, Primal Waters, which, if you haven't noticed, it's the most damaged book that I own. I have read this book so many times. If you couldn't tell, it's my favorite. The poor thing. I killed it. Night Stalkers, Goliath, which is not Meg, The Trench, The Stalk. This book sucks, don't read it. The special anniversary edition of Meg, because you obviously can't have enough copies of your favorite book. Grim Reaper, End of Days. I lost the dust jacket because I lose everything. A hardback of The Lock. Another copy of The Lock. No dust jacket because, again, I lose everything. Hell's Aquarium. Steve Alten has a lot of other books. I've read them. I just don't have those. I will have those someday, but yeah, Steve Alten. Next up, we have The Mad Hatter, which, you know, not my favorite Depp film, but well known. Alice in Wonderland, a lot of people like Alice in Wonderland. That's fine. Anyway, have I gone mad? I'm afraid so. Name a delightfully insane character. I'm gonna go with Jack Torrance from The Shining, because, well, over time, he kind of goes a little cuckoo and maybe tries to kill his family, which is not good, but I still found his character really intriguing, and this book really had me hooked and I could not put it down. The Shining and The Mist are my favorite King books that I've read so far, so if you haven't read The Shining, I highly recommend The Shining. Next up we have Crybaby. It's really pretty. What book features a bad boy with a heart of gold? For this I picked Hook from Alias Hook, which is a retelling of Peter Pan from Hook's perspective, and Hook is obviously not the bad guy that everyone thinks he is. Peter Pan is the evil mastermind behind everything, and Hook is just an innocent bystander that is misunderstood. And I like him a lot. Although even saying that, I would not actually recommend this book. I liked Hook as a character, but that was about it. Everything else in the story was just a hot mess, and I just Next we have Sam from Benny and Joon. I adore this movie so much. If you have not seen it, please watch it. What's a book that helped you get through a hard time? For questions like this, I always go with The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I read this during high school at a time when I really needed it, and it just helped me out a lot. This is a really well-loved book, and there's also a wonderful movie adaptation that I highly recommend. Next up we have Willy Wonka. Now I enjoyed this film, don't get me wrong, I did. I liked it a lot. I have watched it so many times, but the original is better. It is. A book retelling that didn't quite meet your expectations. This one we're gonna go back to a book that I already mentioned, and that was Alias Hook by Lisa Jensen. This is a retelling of Peter Pan. While I did love reading from Hook's point of view, the story itself was, like I said before, a hot mess. Things didn't quite make sense all the time, and there seemed to be a lot of plot holes that I couldn't quite get by and just ignore. If you do want a good Peter Pan retelling, I would recommend Peter Pan and the Starcatchers? Peter and the Starcatchers, is that what it's called? I forgot, but that's a good book. Next up we have Edward Scissorhands, which in my opinion is one of Johnny Depp's best films to date. What Tim Burton was able to do with this film was just magical, and Just watch this movie if you have not seen it. But the question is misunderstood. Recommend a book that you don't think gets the love it deserves. For this, I'm going with the card game series by Levi Stack. The first book is The Silent Deal. The second book is The Magic Trick. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was contacted by this author if I would like to read and review his book, and his books were self-published, and I said yes because I was so excited. And I was a little iffy though because I'd never really read self-published books before, and when I read these, I was just in so much awe at how incredible these young adult books are. If you like Harry Potter, you will love these. It makes me so sad that no one knows about these. There are maybe 50 ratings on Goodreads for these books, and they're so amazing and well written, and the world is absolutely incredible. These characters just grab onto your heart and don't let go. I wish more people knew about this. Ichabod Crane from Sleepy Hollow. This is one of my absolute favorite films, just in general. What is your favorite classic horror story? I haven't read a lot of classic horror, really, so I don't know why I did this to myself with this question. I feel like I should say Frankenstein because I just read it, but you know, I like that book. I appreciate what it had to say, but I didn't love it. And I haven't read Dracula. I don't even own Dracula, which is probably not good, but I did read The Picture of Dorian Gray at the beginning of this year, and I absolutely loved it. I'm pretty sure you could classify this as horror, right? Maybe, possibly, I might be cheating, but The Picture of Dorian Gray. Next we have Victor from The Corpse Bride, and if you love The Nightmare Before Christmas, you will like this movie, so watch it. What is a book you'd like to be seen made into a stop motion film? Now, stop motion, Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, I think Frankenweenie was stop motion, was it? Or was that Paranorman? I'm not sure. I would love to see Nightmares by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller get turned into a stop motion film. This is a really fun middle grade series that just has a Tim Burton-esque feel to them. Also along those lines, I think any short story from the Scary Stories Treasury by Alvin Schwartz would be amazing to see being made into a stop motion, just because all of these stories are creepy as fuck. And I think someone should just make that happen because I want to see these stories come to life. Next up we have Sweeney Todd, which I was really surprised at how much I liked this. I didn't think I was gonna like this movie, but I really did. The question for that is a book with a concept you wouldn't think would work, but it pulls it off. Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I did not think I would like this when I first got this, to be honest. It's a story about a bird. It's told from the perspective of a bird, which is weird in itself. A bird that's not happy with its life and wants to learn more, grow more, become a better bird, and is ultimately outcasted for wanting these things. A lot of people don't like this, but I really enjoyed it. It's a small story with such a big message. Next up we have Gilbert Grape from What's Eating Gilbert Grape, which is a beautiful, heart-wrenching film that you should watch. And credit where credit is due, Adrian from Strip Cover Lit came up with this question. Thank you, Book Yoda. A book where sadness and beauty play equal parts. Moby Dick by Herman Melville, because I will do whatever I have to do to include this book in every tag that I do. It's beautiful, it's sad, it's amazing, it's wonderful, it's vast, it's everything. Read this book, please. Next up we have Ed Wood, which just watch that movie. Just watch it. A book that is terrible, but you enjoyed it anyway. Meg Night Stalkers by Steve Alton, the most recent Meg book in the series of Meg that seem to be never ending. I hope they never end. I'm not gonna tell you it's good because it's not, but you know what? It's entertaining and it's fun, and although things are very questionable and laughable, I don't care. I love it. I love it so much. There's a movie being filmed for this right now, so it's somewhat good. It's not complete crap, okay? And the last one. Can you guess who this is? Just guess. Captain Jack Sparrow. The question for this is a two-part. You can answer both. You can answer one. Whatever you would like to. I don't care. The greatest book character ever. Who's your favorite book character? Why? Tell me why. Or a book featuring your favorite quotes. share a few. For me, I'm going to go with a book featuring your favorite quotes, but because I'm a cheater and I just want to talk about Jack Sparrow, I'm just going to share with you my favorite Jack Sparrow quotes. You will see them now.
And there will come a moment when you have a chance to show it. To do the right thing.
I love those moments. I like to wave at them as they pass by. But why is the rum gone? One word, love. Curiosity. The world used to be a bigger place. The world's still the same. It's just less in it.
And that was the Johnny Depp book tag. Did you enjoy that? I hope you did. I did. I'm going to tag people now. First, obviously, I'm going to tag the Drunken Library and the restricted section because they helped me out and I really want you guys to do this. You better do this tag. Also, Stripped Coverlit, I wasn't going to tag you at first, but then I realized you'd probably have a lot of fun tearing this apart. So, do it. Monse, I'm going to tag you. Make a Video, Jess from Rebel Reads, Amy, Steve Donahue. I don't know if you like Johnny Depp, but I think it's a rule that we all have to tag you in our tags, and if we don't, madness, so I tag you. Molly, I tag you. I always tag you, so I'm just gonna keep tagging you. Conrad from 7 Days at Sea, Adam from Memento Mori, why not? Liz, I also tag you. Ben from Ben Sanders, who else? Rachel, I hope you do this tag. Peter Clark the writer, I think I tagged enough people. If I didn't tag you and you see this and you want to do this tag, please do this tag. I would love to see it. And that's all I really have to say today. If you've read any of the books that I talked about, if you like any of these films, thoughts on Johnny Depp, leave a comment below. We could chit chat and discuss all that great stuff. You guys have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in another video. Bye.